Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
How do you do?
What's cranking?
Welcome to Send It Mate podcast.
We where we talk shit, hang shit, and I would say be shit. We're actually pretty fucking good at what we do. So
Outstanding.
outstanding work, fellas. Outstanding
If we
work.
don't say so ourselves. I'm Caleb.
I am Ryan.
And I'm Josh.
Lads, another week.
Another week.
Did we enjoy last week's episode with Jason from Hunt Catch Cook?
We did.
Brilliant. That dude knows heaps.
I like the passion in his voice, man.
Yeah,
Like, you spend
super
5 minutes
passionate.
talking to him, and it's just pure passion.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was the first time that we even spoke to him. He gave us a tour of his place and like walked around with the old video. What was it?
Video phone,
call?
mate.
Video phone, yeah. It was an Instagram live call thing. I don't know. I've never done a call on Instagram, but
I don't know how the fuck I don't think he even knows how the fuck he did that.
Isn't that ironic, though, that Instagram video call is better than Messenger video call?
What,
I
as
have
in- as in
video
the
called you
quality?
multiple times on Messenger, and it's shit.
well, let's just use Instagram from now on.
Yeah, boom, done.
Done.
What's our Instagram number?
555 6.
what? Yeah. There's
Anyway,
so
I
many
was
jokes.
inspired from that chat. Had a good time. And Ryan, were you a bit inspired tonight?
Absolutely, mate. I was inspired. Actually, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, queen.
No, we've rocked up tonight, and Ryan's gone all gourmet on us and cooked up a bit of venison.
Oh, just did want to do something a little bit special for my boys.
Yes, but the thing that bothers me is I asked if you were following a recipe, and you were like, sort of, and you showed us a photo of the recipe and then what you were cooking, and they weren't at all.
The answer for that should have been, I wasn't.
Also, if that's how you toss the salad,
Yes.
your technique needs some work, bro.
Well, I like to my salad tossing skills and my bread making skills. It's a cross of a skill set there.
Kneading.
Eating.
It literally looked like you had you were wanking a flat penis.
That's because I was. Have you not seen that before?
No.
So this
haven't
euphemism
lived.
really does work.
Hey?
So this euphemism is
Yeah, it
not
does.
necessarily a euphemism. That's
No, it's
actually
not.
how you toss people's salad. You,
That wasn't a joke.
you knead their flaccid cocks into
Absolutely.
an
I need
erection.
them until they're hard.
Why do we always get on the dicks?
I don't know. Why do you always get on a dick?
I mean, I've got one. Do you?
Yes.
Are we going to show each other, or are we? Because that's the next joke in the line there, isn't it?
it's
Like,
just got all-
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Do you reckon we get
There's the line.
Do you reckon we get kicked off at Insta if we put a fucking dick pic up?
Dude, try it, see what happens.
You can't even put a nipple on Instagram.
What? Do you know the next photo we put up is going to be someone with a nipple out in the background?
Sorry, I'll revise it. You can't put a female nipple on Instagram. Male nipple's all right. I've posted your nipple.
Equality, mate. It's all about equality. Right?
Oh, that's not equality, is it?
No.
That's
it
not
was
fair to
sarcasm.
females. We can show a nip, but they can't. That's
Like,
discrimination.
how does Instagram pick up on that? Is there a certain circumference of areola?
What's that?
Like, how does it
And
know?
who wrote the
So
algorithm for that?
I've posted photos of your nipple when it's been out whilst recording a podcast, and it's not been banned by Instagram.
It's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Like, how does it detect a female or a male nipple?
If the algorithms get hard.
Well, why don't we post a dick and see if the algorithm gets hard, and then see what happens. I just want to post. I've never been banned from any social media.
I thought you were going to say you've never taken
I
a
have.
dick pic.
I've never taken. Okay, I understand why you would have been banned, Caleb.
I mean, I've been blocked.
You've been blocked by people or by the.
I've been blocked by people, but I've been blocked by actually Shit Adelaide blocked me.
What?
Yeah,
That's pretty shit of Shit Adelaide.
yeah. I mean, I'm on the
Well,
new.
no,
I'm on-
it literally is shit
Shit
Adelaide, so
Adelaide.
expect the worst.
probably the most well-known South Australian account, really.
Yeah.
Shit Adelaide, which is now just Adelaide Things. Fuck them. I've got their new account.
Were you trolling?
I don't think I even wrote anything that controversial. Maybe they just didn't like the look of me.
Oh, I don't know, man. Your idea of controversial is quite high. So
It
you're lower
wasn't-
end.
it
of
wasn't
No, it's
controversial.
because you use like your intellect to pay people out, and because they're not on the same level,
He makes smart jokes.
Yeah, they just
No, those
they're
guys
like,
are pretty
"Oh,
smart girls. I don't know what they are. It's a mystery.
No one even knows.
Really,
People reckon they're a bunch of lawyers.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
that's hilarious.
Anyway, it's all rumour and innuendo. Maybe I got too close to home for one of them. Who knows?
Maybe you did.
If anyone's out there and you're the admin on
anyone
shit
knows,
Instagram, I'd love to know why you banned me.
Fucking Illuminati, man. Who's behind Shit Adelaide?
Who knows? Anyway,
Anyway,
Adelaide.
let's keep rolling on,
Let's
shall
keep
we?
rolling on. So today's topic is hit or miss.
but
Well,
we'll get to that in a minute.
yeah.
Once we've done this week's point
Oh,
of
hang on.
interest.
I'm jumping the gun again. Pun intended. What is? Oh,
I
what
think
have
we
you
need
got
to
there?
study our performer because this
Why?
happens so often.
Well, it's a run sheet. I mean, we've been out of practice. We've had a few guests on lately, but
And in my defense, it is on a 45-degree angle from me. So reading it
This
isn't
is
as
true.
easy. So I've
subtle
just seen my
reminder,
name.
season 2, episode 18, we do point of interest first.
This is why we need a whiteboard. We need to go back to old
We need a
school.
whiteboard. Yeah, no, we'll have to.
I got to admit, how easy and how good is it when we're planning our big trips and there's a whiteboard in front of you
Yeah,
and we're all
true.
getting pissed organising it?
Oh man,
Like,
definitely easy.
'cause it's on a whiteboard,
I think it's just because
it's
everyone can
formal.
see.
Yeah,
Everyone can see. Instead of one dude writing on a piece of paper and goes, "There we go, we're done."
yeah. Or a Gmail drive thing.
Nah, that was actually genius.
That's good, but
It's genius
like,
because we can adjust it, and then everyone's got a copy of it.
but you've got to learn how to use it, and I'm not there.
No,
yet.
no, no. You need to learn how to use it. There's not a you as in the general consensus at all. You're the only one.
You
who
know
knows.
what? Someone should create a whiteboard that's interconnected, and the whiteboard just changes automatically.
Or the technology that they have in classrooms now, which is like standard, where they have a whiteboard and the teacher writes on it, and then it goes to
A smart board.
smart board. That's the word I'm looking for. We should get one of those.
We should. That brings me back to a funny time in my life when I was a child at school and we had blackboards.
That's hilarious.
I used to put chalk in the dusters. So when they went to rub something off,
Oh, classic Josh prank. So they're trying to rub it out, but they're really drawing on it.
yeah,
I
because
see
if
what
you
did
remember
there.
the blackboard erasers,
Yeah, the erasers, it has
there's
a
like
slit in them.
three. There's like three parts to them, so you can
Yeah.
put like 2 rows of chalk in it.
That would never fly these days. Like some woke person out there will say you're trying to whitewash the blackboard.
I got cane for it.
Oh,
I got the
well
cane.
played, sir.
You got the game.
I got the cane for it, man. And in Trinity, it's quite funny actually because they didn't just do it in like the headmaster's office. They did it in front of your class. So they'd make a spectacle of it.
Oh.
So they would like literally say to the class, all right, so and so is getting in trouble, blah blah blah. The class would come in, sit down, and they'd walk you to the front where there was a chair that you had to put your hands on. And then the headmaster was the only person allowed to do it back then. He'd come in with his cane. You know those they're like you use them in your plant boxes, and they're like pieces of bamboo.
Oh, yeah.
And
Bamboo stake sort of thing.
yeah. Yep.
There you go.
I mean, that sounds a little
Like
bit
olden
sadistic.
times, just take him into the town square and give him a flogging.
That actually brings me to another point. Back then as well, so if you were caught doing something wrong in recess and lunch, they actually had a painted square on like corners of the buildings that you'd have to go stand in and face the wall.
Oh, that's right. It's just time out.
Yeah, but
Time
that
out
would
square.
not fly right now.
I reckon that is definitely needed in schools. Like, what do they do in schools?
All kids need a flogging.
Yeah, kids need a flogging. That's paddling.
That's out there.
I'm just putting it out
It's
there.
out there.
More kids need a flogging.
More kids do.
Did
need
us
a
no
flogging.
harm.
Nah.
We're doing a podcast. We're carrying on.
Although we're laughing about
Did
getting
it?
the cane in front of everyone else.
Yeah, that scarred me, Caleb. That scarred me for life.
Emotional trauma.
Oh, no, I didn't really care. It was more embarrassing. I worried more about being embarrassed, actually, than I did getting the
Yeah.
cane.
Well, that's exactly. That's probably the reason they did it in front of the class.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right. Well, nice digression. Just a quick POI this week, and I've made a little purchase while I was doing my weekly food shop. Ironically enough, I shop at Aldi, saving a bit of dollars,
Oh,
a few dollars.
Audi, good, different.
Aldi. Is that the actual phrase? Is it
Yeah.
Good.
Is it?
It's good, different.
Oh, shit! I don't even know
It's
the
not
slogan.
different.
I shop there.
It's not different. All they did was get the same looking packaging of everything and then change the name of it. Is that what they do?
No. Anyway, moving on.
they do. Fucking
So,
they do.
anyone who shops at Aldi will know there's always specials in like the middle aisles in these bin things. And
Yeah, you were in the middle aisle.
anyway,
weren't
this
you?
week Aldi are selling snow gear. So they're selling jackets, boots, thermals, everything you name it. And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And then as I was browsing through, I found this base layer top, which I'm like, oh, okay. And then I sort of had a look at it. I'm like, geez, that's actually pretty good quality. And it's got that quilted fleece grid on the inside, like a lot of my other hunting gear is got anyway, which has got real good thermal properties. This thing was $17
Yeah, you can.
and it's olive green.
It actually looks pretty good, man.
And I'm like, what the heck?
It
Like,
feels soft and
it makes a perfect base layer. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty much going to wear this underneath in winter.
You could just wear it as a top.
Well, you could.
Just because I do find with like base layers and that, I ended up just using my
Hang on.
thermal top
you wear
to walk
shirts.
around in. Yeah. There's some photos with me.
This is a
with
man
shirts.
who's rocked up tonight in a 12-degree night with a singlet on.
Yeah. It's because I'm.
Actually, do you know what? I'm wearing a singlet today.
Hey.
Hey, there we
look
go.
out.
Just flashing.
Moon's
a bit of
out,
skin
goons
there.
out.
Yeah.
But anyway, anyone who's shopping at Aldi, if there's any left, this $17 purchase makes a great base layer for your winter hunts.
I've got to
So-
ask, do they have any left? Because I would actually go out of my way to go to Audi
Can you order
just
them
for
online?
that.
Yeah. Probably. But you may as well just go down to Aldi and have a look.
Shit, I might. Where do you go? Which store?
The one closest to my house.
Where do you
I
live?
have no
Caleb?
idea
What's
where
your
that is.
address?
Would you like my exact address that I'd like to put out in the podcast?
I don't know
for everyone so
where.
they
I don't
can-
know where that your closest. Oh,
What about your phone number?
hang on. Is
We
there
have
one
How about
there?
I just give out my personal bank account details in the
yeah,
podcast, Josh?
please.
Tax file number,
Yeah.
driver's license.
So for Josh's information, the shopping centre, the Aldi closest to my house is where I bought this
So
from.
you got to just go
No,
go past his house, go down to the sip and save, and turn left.
In
go
my-
down to the sip and save, and then turn left again, and then turn right at the next sip and save.
In my defence, we don't actually talk to each other before coming on the podcast about what we're going to do. So, in my defence, like I don't know, you could have stopped in the way from work or something like that, and gone to a different Aldi.
So to support your defence of yourself, there's 2 Aldis that I shop at. One that's on the way home from work and one that's near my house.
So my question is warranted.
Your question is valid.
Yes.
However, I feel like this could have been taken offline.
Don't they have the same stock at every Aldi?
Most of the time. Anyway, if there is any thermal base layer tops, check him out. It's $17. You'd pay at least $50 for something similar.
Do they have pants?
They've got thermal underwear, 2-piece. They've got jackets. You wouldn't go with the
Isn't
jackets.
that bad?
The jackets are all like funky colours. They're no good for hunting. They're all like snow gear. It's all snow gear, but they've got base layer stuff.
Sick.
But no like thermal pants.
Yes, they have. They actually have like camo pattern thermal pants and tops,
Really?
like a 2-piece set. They were more expensive.
I would like to meet the CEO of Aldi because honestly, what store are you getting away with selling like game trail cameras and like hunting camo?
Well, don't they have
pants
that
and
at like
shit?
Target in America?
I'm sure the CEO has nothing to do with what they stock.
Nah,
It'll be whatever deals they can get at the time.
because honestly, they'd all be worried about. Oh, we can't do that. 'cause
They
of
don't give
fucking
2 shits about that.
the implications and this. and that.
They rip. I was just saying that before. They rip off the same artistic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of labels. So, like the equivalent of kettle chips that they have, which I think they actually stock kettle chips as well.
This is the thing, though. They don't actually rip them off, right? So I, in my job, know this for a fact.
Yeah.
Quite often the companies that make your name brands that are in Coles and Woolies just make an Aldi line. So they're made in the exact same
Nah, it's
factory.
not.
They're just put out under an Aldi brand.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. The packaging is what I'm talking about. So the
So
product
there's no
is
ripping
similar.
off. It's the
Nah.
same.
No,
It's
the
just an
packaging
Aldi
that they
brand.
use and the design that they use the same font, the same color schemes, and the same design.
Nah, I've tried the chips.
Yeah.
Nah, Smiths.
Nah, fucking oath they do.
Smiths all the way.
Fucking oath
There's
they
a
do.
fucking difference.
There's actually not.
So Blackstone chips are made in the same factory as Red Rock.
Nah, it tastes different. Completely different.
Blackstone, Red Rock. Are you kidding me?
Blackstone and Red Rock are the same thing.
No, I mean the name.
Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a little bit ironic.
Oh,
isn't
they
it?
don't rip. They don't rip them off. Not at all.
Hey, all I care about is the dollar savings for the exact same shit.
No frills.
I'm not a brand whore. Anyway, so yeah, go buy a $17 thermal top and it's pretty friggin' good.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do that because my thermal tops are fucked, and that looks pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I usually, what did I roll with last time? Thermal underwear or like a long sleeve thermal underwear top. Then I wore a fleece. Then I wore my outer layer.
You don't typically run hot though. Yeah, run cold. You run
No,
pretty hot.
I'm pretty hot. So I reckon
You could
when
wear
it's
that
pretty
as a
cold,
shirt, man.
I'll pretty much just wear this base layer and then maybe whack my Hunter's Element like summer top over the top
Or just wear that.
or just wear that, yeah.
Like,
Anyway, checking it out. $17, everyone.
yeah, I'm pretty keen actually. I might burn down tomorrow
Yeah.
in my fucking unlimited time.
Do you know
That'll
what,
happen.
Joshua?
Yeah.
I will do you a service. You can try this on and see if a large is your size.
I don't know.
And if not,
Back's
I'll
pretty
see
big.
if I can grab you a medium, bro.
Wow.
Maybe
Look
even
at
a
the
small.
love.
What?
If you just want a top.
Do they come in gigantian?
What?
Do they come in gigantian?
There's XL, 2XL, bloody you name it.
Do the pants accommodate an enormous penis?
Yes, they have a cup
It's got to be
that goes around your dick.
No, this is just a cutout in the front because that shit should hang free.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. What about nuts?
What are we doing? Let's move it on.
Yeah. no.
Do you know what? It's your job to move it on, so move it on.
All right, here we go. I'm not jumping the gun anymore, pun intended. Hit or miss. That is today's topic.
Is this week's topic? Yes.
Break it down 3 ways, boys.
Wiggity, wiggity,
Oh,
wiggity, wiggity.
yeah.
Who is first? I think Joshy boy, you're up first, my man.
Look, I am. And we have touched on this in the past.
Many a breast.
Many a breast. Breast comes into it, actually. So,
Summon it to this.
so
Don't get me started on fake versus real.
Oh,
I was sitting
hit and
there.
miss, man.
I was sitting there, like, trying to figure this week's episode out. And for me, it came to shot placement. Now, we've covered this before on a few things, but I don't think I've said this on the podcast. But shot place is imperative, and for different species, shot place differs.
Shot placement, even.
Shot placement, yeah, differs. So the first one that I researched and did a little bit of time behind was, I guess, the two big things that we hunt here in Australia is deer and pig, and their vitals are actually different. So on a pig,
As opposed to each other.
yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. So obviously each different species differs, like across the board, but as a whole, you'd think they'd be roughly in the same place. But a pig's heart is actually lower and more forward than a deer's heart. So a deer's heart is further back and slightly higher.
So in relation, I think the only reference point in relation to its front leg, where is
Yeah,
it on
so-
a,
so
where's
you
the
have
heart
the
on a
shoulder.
deer? Yep.
So we'll go with the pig first. So on a shoulder of a pig, okay, the heart is actually protected by the shoulder, and it's low. So it's on that brisket cut. So right at the on your, like, I'll put it to a human's body. So you got the rib cage. The heart is actually laying sort of like on the rib cage. It's that low.
So it's just like when you go pigs, like pig hunting, like pig sticking. It's quite easy to jam the.
Well, it's not easy because the thing's like thrashing about
Well,
because it's about to get stuck.
yeah. So, but you can it's not like you got to penetrate through inches and inches of flesh. It's
No, you don't. You don't need to. So it's obviously you've got to get past the rib cage, and the rib cage is designed to protect your vital organs like the lungs and the heart. Having said that, when you shoot a pig so everyone's fallback, in my opinion, is to go slightly behind the shoulder and sort of that midpoint. So that on a pig will actually only hit the lungs.
I see your point.
Yeah.
So if you shoot a pig like you shoot a deer, you're going to end up having.
Well, no, you're still going to get like a double. If it's broadside, you're still going to get a double lung shot, right? But
Yeah, but that pig can run for a fucking kilometre.
no, look, depending on the projectile that you have, if it opens up enough wound channel, it's going to bleed out into its lungs pretty quick. You can pretty much empty your body's volume of blood into your lungs, man. You got like 5 to 6 liters of blood in a human body. Fuck all. And the mass of your lungs is pretty big. I mean, think about your lungs in comparison to everything else in your body, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're fucking
but the time
insane.
that if you're going to use a larger caliber and you're going to blow a big fucking hole, then, obviously. But if you're talking about shot placement, then.
Yeah, but like whatever you're doing, you're trying to get like a penetration and a frangible ammunition to create devastation in your shot placement, in your vitals. Having said that, I sort of knew about this, but I didn't realise how much it actually differed. Like the heart is actually like fairly far forward in comparison to a deer's heart. So you can go behind the shoulder at that midpoint from the shoulder on a deer, and you'll hit heart. You will, and lung. Whereas a pig, nah. And this actually, and I put this to you, when you're lining up any animal, if it's a trophy animal, you're obviously not going for the head.
Mm-hmm.
If it isn't a trophy animal, you're going for the head. Now, in the head, we've spoken about this before, and that shot placement just below the ear, where your bottom jaw meets your sort of ear, and you can feel this on your own body. Just below the earlobe is where you want to shoot if it's sight on. Now, in the army, we also learn about something called the fatal T. So if you're facing a man or an animal, you actually have a T, like a capital T, that runs across your eyes and down your nose, and anywhere in that line, in those two lines, if you shoot something, it'll die pretty quick.
That's essentially you're blowing his brains out.
Yeah, so essentially it's like the path of least resistance to hit the brain. Like naturally shooting something in the eye, you've got your eye and your eye socket, so you've got a relatively soft sort of pad and then a very thin sort of bone structure at the back of the eye to hit the brain. But with that and angles and things, deflection's quite prominent. Same with kangaroos and blowing, or any animal and blowing the bottom jaw out. Yeah. If you go too low on the nose, the bullet can deflect, bounce down, blow out that bottom jaw.
So the T that you're talking about, you're sort of like across your eyebrows.
Yeah, essentially it's like across your eyes, and your eyebrows, and then down, like if we're talking about a human, down the nose.
Yeah, but the same principle.
And it stops obviously at the apex of your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with an animal, you can't, it's cut short. So obviously most animals have an elongated face.
Yeah.
You can't shoot them in the nose and expect, unless you're shooting them with an appropriate cartridge, expect that round to travel right through.
So front on an animal is pretty much between the eyes.
Yeah. Or you can go left and right a little bit. Yeah, definitely. But
if you're front on, you're going to go for a chest shot, though, aren't you?
Well, no. So this is something that actually happened when Caleb and I were hunting sambar in Victoria's high country. We shot a sambar that was no more than 50 metres away from us, not even 50 metres. It was a sambar hind, and it was frontal. And we were in the position where it was not going to change because we were both startled. We were both like, fuck, there's a human. Fuck, there's a deer. Fuck. And it was just so, like, there was no other shot opportunity. So I actually took the shot from a frontal, like a frontal shot, and the round actually hit the shoulder blade and skimmed out. So it deflected out. Huh. So it's yes, you can take a frontal shot, but you've got to be very, very pinpoint to be able to get through or not be deflected by the shoulder and to get through the rib. Because don't forget, on your rib, you've got your sternum. So that's a hard bit of cartilage that you've also got to break through. Yeah,
that's a fair point. And so your surface area is also smaller than as opposed to a broadside.
Yeah. But this is the funny thing. So in my research, I feel if I was in the States, I would be a big turkey hunter. I would love to hunt turkey. Like it'd be like, oh, I've got a Sunday free. Yeah, I'm fucking going out for some spring turkey, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Why turkey out of it?
So in my research, right, I was looking at where to shoot a turkey. Now, naturally, you think, oh, you just get a shotgun and you shoot it in the fucking head. No, its kill zone is actually in its neck.
Well,
so it's vital is in its neck.
Isn't that what was it? The gizzards? Gizzards?
No, the gizzards is something that helps break down seeds. So when they eat seeds and things.
I'm not a bird hunter.
Fuck, isn't the gizzards just the
No, not like the giblets. That's the word I'm thinking of.
Giblets.
Giblets? I believe it's pronounced giblets. It's a soft G.
I'm putting my giblets on you.
Yeah, right.
But this isn't the strangest.
No, you're right. A gizzard is a muscle found in the digestive.
Yeah.
A muscle found in the digestive tract of a chicken.
Yeah. So
a turkey.
It helps break down seeds and things. Obviously, because it's very hard food. Anyway, I was sitting there, and along this will get to another point, but we'll just cover this first point. When you're shooting like a bird or something like that, you've got to realise that it has feathers, and so that feathers, the outline of the feathers, do not denote its body.
It's like when you shave a poodle and it looks like a fucking rat.
Oh, if there's ever a fucking prime exponent of bloody peacocking, it's this bloke here.
Hey,
well, this brings me to my last and final
the feathers
point
don't
of aim.
necessarily represent what's actually going on.
This brings me to my last sort of point, actually. So you know how a peacock fans its feathers, like tail feathers?
As if.
So when I was researching, it actually... There's such thing as the anal shot.
The anal shot is that
so like
up the arse and out the mouth?
So like a Texas heart shot, but there's an actual I guess it's actual doctrine that you can shoot a turkey up the ass and hit its vitals.
Is that official literature?
Yes.
That's great. Hey, what's a Texas heart shot?
It's when you shoot something up the asshole.
So, as you know, when you're skinning a deer, right, you got the pelvis.
Yeah.
A Texas heart shot. And like when you imagine a pelvis, it's got like those two small openings either side of the spine. So if something's like facing away from you, you have a small window left and right of the arse cheek, which you can shoot through, and it'll go through.
So, like,
I guess less
follow
dense
the track of
muscle.
the line of the spine, and then go through and follow just below the tenderloin.
It's literally left and right of the arse,
Yeah.
and you can shoot through it. It'll go through less dense muscle, no bone, and go straight through the guts and into the lungs. Having said that, it's not really a welcome sort of shot. One, because it can be, you can miss, like it's a very, very small window.
Why do they
But
call it a
two,
heart shot though? If it goes
because you can shoot through that window and hit the heart. Obviously, you need a bullet that's going to penetrate through all that, even though you are only going through light muscle and guts to get to the heart.
So what I'm hearing is, and sorry to cut you off there. So what I'm hearing is, in Texas, they need something big to penetrate the
Little things.
They need something big to penetrate the ass to get to the heart. That sounds like a romance, like a rom-com.
I'm still trying to
Your
find out
mind
why it's a
works.
Texas heart shot.
Your mind
specifically.
works
Why
in-
isn't it a Chicago heart shot? I don't know.
Your mind works in a fucking weird way, man.
Mysterious ways, baby. Yeah, buddy.
Love is through the bum.
That's it. It's the way to the heart, bro. In Texas, anyway. Bum love.
It's not really a welcome sort of shot, because you can hit obviously your intestines and your piss pipe and all that, and then spoil your meat. And if you have a frangible like projectile, it's obviously going to rip through and get all that stomach contents and acid through the meat, and then you spoil your meat as well.
I'm just picturing like some dude rolling up on a deer with a shotgun and just at 2 meters away pumping 7.5s up the arse. That's all of a deer.
Pumping 7.5s.
I mean, I feel
What the
like
fuck?
I feel like it'd be
Buckshot.
just a last
7.5s.
resort shot. Like the things just decide to run directly away from you, and you're just like, oh, up the ass.
Bucket.
That'll do it.
Do it.
Oh yeah, it's like a panic shot almost. Yeah, like, oh my god, there's a 14-point red
I
stag
always
running
panic
away.
and then send one up the arse. So that's just
It's a last resort.
Last resort.
Nothing else is cutting it. Just whack it up the ass.
But short and shiny, I guess my overall point is to research your animal's anatomy that you're targeting.
Caleb, what do you got, man?
Well, hit or miss is generally what we use to describe something we've tried. So in this instance, I'm going to relate it to products that we've tried over time and whether they've been a hit or a miss. So I've got here a little list of my favorite, specifically hunting products that I've purchased. So the ones that I would consider a hit versus ones that I would consider a miss or that I still find the need to upgrade. And then
I see. So
I'll
it's
throw that out to you. So for me personally, my hits have been my Tikka T3X. Very happy with that.
Nah, it's shit.
Okay. You're talking about me personally, Ryan. Don't shit on my parade. My Southern Cross Tactical Muzzle Brake, which I put on my Tikka.
No, that was a fake.
My Vortex Diamondback scope and binos. So both my scope and binos are Diamondback. I'm not just listing brands here, by the way, because we don't get anything out of this. My boots. I love my boots. So I've got Under Armour Hover Dawn. I've got the waterproof insulated ones. Can't fault them. They're
Mate, if
I've
I had
done the
coin, I'd be
Ks in
getting a
them.
pair of That's probably next. Once mine have been walked in, when I say walked in, I mean when the duct tape starts falling off, then I'll probably end up getting the same pair that you got, eh? They look real good.
They're pretty bloody comfy. Now, this is not everyone's taste, but I've got a Gerber knife, which I use for pretty much like as a general knife for everything. And I just love it. It's got like a rubber grip. It's a good size. It goes in my belt and I just love it.
To be honest, there's only like out of all the knives I've ever used, there's only one that I'd probably like go out of my way to go and purchase. And Hainsey actually got me onto this the other day, and it's a semi-flexible. It's sort of like a filleting knife, but it's semi-flexible. Yeah. So instead of a stiff blade, you can bend it. And man, like watching him use that, it just looked, so much easier for like butchering. And because like the blade will flex, sort of. This is bad. It's a bad way to describe it, but over bone, so you can just get a nice cut.
Yeah, you look at a boning knife; they're long and skinny. Yeah, boning knives are long and skinny. So.
Yeah. No, I use all of the knives that I have in my butchering kit are flexible knives, but I carry a buck knife on my belt, which is like a very wide. It's almost 1.25 inch, which is quite wide and flat. I like that for skinning because you just push it against the meat, like nice and flat. You got a nice flat run to push against the meat, and you get rid of all of the.
It's got a gut hook.
Yeah, it does. I don't really use it. Though.
Yeah, but that gut hook gives you like a raised flat edge off the tip almost. So when you were saying about you pressing the meat, you're pressing down.
I'm talking
onto
just
the gut
about
hook.
skinning. I'm not talking about butchering at all. No meat work at all. I'm just talking about skinning. So a nice solid flat blade, so the blade itself is quite wide, like the width of the blade is quite. There's a lot of flat surface on it, so you can use that. Yeah, I prefer that definitely. But when you're talking about like working around bones and actually butchering your meat, fuck yeah. Flexible blade,
I'm not talking about a flexi blade for skinning. I'm just talking about butchering. Yeah. But having said that, there's like a universal thing that I've sort of grown to understand. A knife is a perishable item. Like out in the field, no matter how careful you are, you end up treating your knives like shit.
Oh, it's a tool. It's a tool at the end of the day.
And that's what I mean. Like, you can go out and buy an $800 knife, or like the Gerber, which probably cost you $100, less than $100,
$50,
$50, and mate, you can run that on a grinder. You could do anything.
Yeah,
and
I just sharpen the shit out of it every time.
Yeah.
It's a good general purpose. So, like, I'd probably still get myself a little Havalon with the replaceable blades for some more delicate sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but as a general purpose, I just love it.
Yeah.
The Jet Boil
is
probably one of my favourite purchases.
Jet Boil. Anyone who's listening to this who hasn't got a Jet Boil, go fucking buy yourself one. It'll change your life.
Look, the Jet Boil is good, but if you're going on international flights and canisters, you've got to get them because you can't travel with the canisters. You've got to get them when you're in your country that you're hunting.
You can get generics though, can't you?
MSR actually do a multi fuel system, and so all you got to do is it's like a burner, and you just change the head of the burner to suit what gas you're using, and you can use anything from like kero, petrol, diesel, like anything.
What's the price?
They are fucking expensive.
Yeah, they're way more
that's
expensive.
why it's
No, when you think about it though, like I've had 3 Jet Balls so far in my life, and realistically, that would pay for one MSR.
How have you gone through 3 Jet Boils? Was it failure of the product? Or you just
No, man, you trust me, wear and tear. Like the first one was my mistake. So I pack everything inside my Jet Boil cup, right? Yeah. So the canister, the burner, all that kind of piss. And I didn't actually allow my Jet Boil to dry or wipe my Jet Boil out. And I put the canister in right.
Yeah.
Now, the canister is obviously a poorer quality. It's not aluminum or anything like that. I don't know what it is, tin, pressed tin or something.
It's not what?
And
aluminum.
I
think you'll find it is.
Sorry,
it is aluminium.
Either or rust.
Last I checked, this was an Australian podcast. Aluminium.
So
aluminium.
Jesus.
So it rusts.
Save
right?
us.
Yeah.
Now, putting that inside with the water, it created rust, and then got onto the Jet Boil
inside the
cup
coating.
and started rusting.
So me and Caleb learned from.
See,
your
I
mistake.
learned from that.
Yeah.
And I dry mine out.
Yeah, well, microfiber cloths are a bit more common than Chuck's cloths now, and I just cut up a small square of microfiber cloth and put it in there. Helps with noise and rattling and that as well. Anyway, but look, if you like, I agree the jet ball is amazing, and the add-ons you can get for the jet ball are amazing, but I think there are other products out there to suit the style of hunting that you're doing. So if you're doing a lot of overseas hunting, I would definitely go for an MSR being the multi-fuel purpose.
But
Do you know what?
That's cool, and that's good for you to bring to our listeners' attention. I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love my jet ball.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I bloody love
Fuck
it.
yeah. You know what? I still prefer though.
You were like Richard Nixon.
Bloody love it.
Bloody love it. I'd still rather cook over and
I'd rather cook. I'd rather cook over a fire,
fuck yeah.
but it
Hang
takes
on.
too long to make a fire.
Would you though? Because Camp Mum doesn't like
Camp Mum doesn't like fires. Camp Mum
All right,
really
I'd
doesn't
rather
like
cook
fires.
over a fire inside of fire season.
Where there's no overhanging low branches or any foliage.
And I have some water on hand to put out the fire.
Yeah. And we
good
have
point.
to have stones.
All right, let's not sweat.
Can I
small stuff.
jump back?
No. Sorry, you can go. I just wanted to try saying no to something for once.
Can I jump back?
Everyone was genuinely shocked. Like, what?
Yeah.
Caleb
What?
said no.
No, what are you jumping back to?
How much do you rate your? And I ask this because there are a lot of hunters out there that like a stiff boot, and the Hover Dawn is more of a light, flexible boot. How do you rate your Hover Dawn?
I mean, I bloody love them.
Oh God, can you?
You
get
know
on
what?
a little
No,
bit?
but I love them because they're light, they're waterproof, they're insulated, and I'll tell you why when I get to my misses as well. Not my misses, the miss section of hit or miss.
You're going to get to your misses with hit or miss.
Let's not
A
go
lot more
there.
misses.
Let's not go there. Anyway, let me round this out. So the last two things that I absolutely love and have been hits for things that I've purchased is my Yeti mug,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
which they keep.
Yeah.
I use them. I use my Yeti mug daily.
Yeah.
Like I make a coffee in the morning, and the shit just never goes cold.
Problem is it's scalding hot.
So we got to get the right balance of milk and
Yes.
water temperature, bro.
Yes. More milk, less hot water.
Yes, correct.
For those playing at home.
You got to, man. Otherwise, it's like drinking fucking
Lava.
hell water. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked.
Fire from the bowels of hell itself.
Last thing, my Magpul bipod. Freaking love it.
Super light though, isn't it?
It's super light, and I love how I can load up on it.
I suppose the muzzle brake would have come.
All right, so my misses, so things that I still want to improve or have just been a fail. The first boots I bought, so I didn't cheap out. Well, actually, if I go right back, I first started trying to hunt in my steel caps,
Oh, your work boots.
my work
fucked.
boots. That was a
Oh,
massive fail.
Dude.
But then when I actually bought some hunting boots, I spent about $130, and they're actually, I still have them. They're pretty good, but I bloody melted them trying to dry them out by the fire after doing a snow hunt.
Are they the same ones that I got?
It's similar, very similar. Anyway,
They're both from Wish.
And that was 6 sizes too small.
so I actually did like them. They're a good summer boot, but in the snow, they just got absolutely soaking wet, and I melted the side panels off of them trying to dry them out by the fire. Hence why I upgraded to the Hover Dawns.
And now he gets to melt Hoverdawns.
Look, I've
300 pesos or
We'll
what
never do that.
shekels, sorry.
That'll never happen because they're waterproof. I've been through some cheap headlamps in my time, and just get a decent one because there's nothing worse. And the one I've got now, the brand escapes me. You've got the same one, Josh.
Black Diamond.
Black Diamond, yep. So that one's got some great functionality in it, in that if you immediately want full power, you just bash the thing and it comes on full power. You can also like adjust the level of the power of the beam. But my favorite thing about it is you can lock it so you can't accidentally turn it on when it's in your pack. The amount of batteries I've been through just by chucking my headlamp in the pack and then the button's being pressed and it's just drained the battery.
To be honest, the LED lenser was atrocious for that, man. Like the buttons were so sensitive and in the worst spot when they were in your pack, they'd just turn on and draw.
Something else I've learned the hard way is cheap sleeping bags. Sometimes the Kmart special isn't always the best. My first bipod, it was about an $80 one. I still have it and I still use it as a spare, but like honestly, that was just something I needed to upgrade. I still have a reasonably cheap sling, which annoys me because it's comfortable enough, but it's a bit slippery. So if it's over your shoulder, it does fall off a lot. And the other thing in my misses is my pack, which is a hand-me-down from you, Josh. Now, the pack itself is great in that you can put basically your whole fucking house in the thing, but it puts all the weight through your shoulders, and it doesn't have hip support sort of thing. So, yeah, all the weight's through your shoulders, and you're carrying the weight in all the wrong ways. Really, I don't know. It's a sword. I don't know the model of it, but it's just their large pack, basically. Their large field pack, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you lug that around Afghanistan, but
look, man, it was good because you could put a lot of fucking shit in it, but it was terrible. And to be perfectly honest, dude, like packs have come like fucking years ahead to where they were.
Yeah. So that for me is in the miss category, just because I need to upgrade the thing, and it's time now. So
if you're going to do more pack hunting, there's a couple of things I learned in the army. Look after your feet and your back, which didn't do too well. but
not if you're
I
lugging
learned
that
the
thing
hard
around.
way. Yeah. And like, yes, everyone fucking hand shandies fucking Kafaru, but man, I have used so many packs in my life, and I'm talking about used them, like done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kilometres in packs, and that Kafaru, fuck. I don't know what they do. It's like you're wearing like nothing at all. Oh,
I think a lot of it's also about finding the right pack for your body size.
It's
body
true,
type.
but this is something that Kafaru does that no one else that I really know do, and that is their frames and pack is adjustable.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
Like down to the small things, and really, they have like these thing called load lifters, and it just takes the weight off your shoulders and puts it onto your hips, like the whole lot. Most packs have a similar thing, but not quite the same.
Is that
as
like,
the
because
Kafaru load
I'm
lifter.
running your old pack.
You're running the G4 herbal stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the massive difference that I found, and for those looking for a pack as well, rule of thumb, the more adjustment, the better it's going to be for you. That's pretty much it.
And you've got to know what you're doing, though, to adjust it. Like, I had mine done by Craig Hales at the SHOT Show. And, man, he's like, he put it on. He's like, yep, sick, leave it with me. He just fucking belt fed it out, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Just perfect.
And that's something that you can you'll watch a couple of fucking YouTube videos, you'll be able to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Kafaru do tutorials, and most pack companies do tutorials online how to work, like, fit the pack properly.
Oh, so Caleb's saying he's got to piss.
Pretty much.
He's got to piss. We're gonna do a piss break, and then we'll be back.
Oh, yeah. That was a good piss.
Back.
I'm back from relieving myself. Sorry, gentlemen.
That's all right.
How rude of me.
Turns out I
That's
did a piss
fine.
as well, and I didn't even know it. Or is it? I think it was like what do they call it? A sympathetic piss.
So when you go down Hindley Street and you see blokes pissing against a wall, you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
shit,
man.
I got to go.
I just like a
Just sidle up along the
But, like,
sides
right
of
next to him.
Yeah.
You're the dude that
then when,
like there's three urinals. One dude's pissing on one. There's a urinal and then like two urinals.
Yeah. There's also like if I'm walking down Highley Street and I see the weird dude jerking off in the corner, there's like a sympathetic jerk off. Next thing, there's like a circle jerk going.
That's
It's like a
next level.
spontaneous boner.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can't. I just want to help people.
I mean, that's probably a bit awkward when you're waiting in line at Red Square.
Nah, not really. Because, the people in Red Square, half of them are covered in cum by the end of the night anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It's just from the floor.
It's just from the floor.
Anyway, how's this for a
Cum and
segue? From
methamphetamines.
cum on the floor at Red Square to Kafaru. That's what we were talking about.
Kafaru.
We're talking about Kafaru backpacks and how good they are and how adjustable they are.
Yes. They are
But,
good.
I have actually listened to a couple of Joe Rogan's podcasts with not Zack Snyder, that's the fucking director.
Zac Efron.
Aaron Snyder from Kafaru. And basically they have an idea and he just spends all his time out in the field testing the fuck out of it. So I feel
Good life to live.
I feel like their products are tested in the field pretty
Oh, shit,
well.
yeah, they would be.
I reckon, and by the looks of it, Aaron Snyder goes hard, man. Fucking oath.
I'm sorry, Aaron Snyder gets hard.
Goes hard.
Actually, that is Josh's doppelganger. They're probably about the same size too. Don't worry about this Tom Hardy shit. Like, I reckon Aaron Snyder and Josh.
Tom Hardy, what the fuck?
Yeah, fucking A.
I'm closer to Tom Hardy than what you are.
Nah, I think you're more like
Well, there was some recent feedback where
Tim
I
Allen.
was the one who was supposedly looking like Tom Hardy. I don't agree with that, but
The fuck?
she was a stripper.
Yeah.
All right.
You say everyone looks like Tom Hardy to her.
Yes. Anyway. All right. So, I mean, that's me, hit or miss in terms of products. Do you guys have anything specifically in terms of your products that you absolutely love or hate or need to improve?
I don't shy away from letting everyone know that I just go the cheapest fucking possible option ever. And my bipods cost me $13.
Holy mother.
Yeah, and those fuckers have never failed me.
Having said that, you like to shoot from unsupported a lot too.
Yeah, but I'm good at shooting unsupported, so yeah.
Look, I can't go past the Delta Force dudes. They hooked us up with an Atlas bipod. That's fucking mean. Actually, the best thing that I could say, if you're going to spend money, like you can hunt in fucking flip flops and shorts. Get good glass.
Actually, yeah. I would say
It wasn't a drug reference.
no.
It wasn't. It means get good
Yeah,
scopes
scopes.
and
Glass.
binos.
Scopes and binos. I would definitely agree with you on that. I think the quality of it, not necessarily like you need to have a stupid amount of zoom, I guess, for lack of a better word, like of
Yeah, just HD glass, just good quality.
yeah, good quality glass.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah,
You
good,
need you
good
got
quality.
so you can actually see what the fuck it is
Yeah.
that you're looking at.
The zoom level, that's down to personal preference, but
Yeah.
actually clarity of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
That said, though, my spotting scope, which is the Chinese special, turned out to be pretty fucking
No,
good.
I'm shooting down
Actually,
hip shit.
it's funny you say that. So I used the other week, I had a look through a mate, Steve Beckman's spotting scope. He's got a Bushnell spotting scope, and it is actually pretty damn good. Like it does the job. Look, spotting scopes and binos, I run the Diamondbacks as well as everyone else here.
Except Ryan, who doesn't own a pair of binos.
Yeah, I don't need them. You
yeah,
guys
'cause-
got 'em.
He's got a
we got
Chinese spotting scope with, in air quotes,
it's just a
60 power.
It's just a Chinese guy with one of those old pirate ship telescopes.
I'm pretty sure they just broke some glass out of an old factory window and shoved that in, to be honest.
I'm gonna try and find one of them at like an antique store and buy it for you the gun you buy on it.
Fuck yeah! But it's gotta be like the ones with the timber and the gold trim on them. Because otherwise,
Gold? You mean copper? I'm buying you
yeah, not
gold. Fuck.
copper. Like a proper pirate one.
Yeah.
And I'll start hunting with a flintlock as well. And I'll say, arg, at the end of every
And
sentence.
have an eye patch.
Yeah. Josh, put a shirt on. Arg.
Anyway, did you know that eye patches, right? They actually
We've
serve a
covered this.
purpose.
Yeah, it's so that when they go below deck,
They can see.
they can see.
Yeah. Anyway. Caleb's like, what?
What random piece of trivia?
Hey,
Anyway.
you're like the trivia dude, man. You remember random shit.
I mean, I like to think I do, but I hadn't heard of that one. So thanks, Josh.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Expanded my knowledge base.
Yeah, mate. Anyway, I run, and for those that are ex-defence, there's a company in Adelaide that do a certain percentage off for Night Force, and I have to rate Night Force scopes. I've used a lot of scopes in my time, and man, like if you have the money, I would say splash out.
And can I just stress to all the listeners out there, we've said about 1,000 brands tonight. We do not get any sort of kickbacks, money,
Nah.
sponsorships,
No, sir.
endorsements whatsoever from any of those. But we can't sit here and tell you about stuff without saying the brand. So this is stuff we've used and we either like it or we don't like. So
Yeah, I've
trial and
yeah,
error. Let us
yeah. It's-
trial it so you don't have to.
Well, I've tried Leopold, Bushnell, Vortex. I've tried Nico Sterling. Oh, God. I've tried Simmons. I've tried Weaver. And on my dad's Mod 2, he's still got a fucking Weaver scope on it. And the thing works amazingly. Like, it's stupid accurate. Having said that, it's an old, like it would have been made in like 1930s.
It looks like a tube. doesn't
And
it?
the reticle's painted on. And it's fucking insanely big. It's thick. It is fucking thick.
It's like the dude whose job
But
is to paint the reticle.
Mate, it shoots. You can see the brush mark in the scope. And I don't know if this is from factory or if this is just a fuck up or someone's home job or something. It shoots, but the reticle takes, like if you're aiming at a rabbit, yeah, you're not seeing the rabbit. You're just like, it's a guesstimation.
Is that your dad just got out there with a Sharpie? He's gone,
Yeah, probably.
There it is.
Yeah. So yeah, try products for yourself, obviously, guys. But
yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
No one
just-
can tell you what boot and what pair of boot.
no, it's
or
100% that's down to the
pack
individual.
or scope. Like you said, magnification's a big personal preference.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned, which I guess I don't really pay much attention to, or have started to, but is do your research. I've always been the old gung ho, spontaneous buyer, but if you're talking about buying an upgrade, do your research on what it is that you want and know what works for you and what doesn't. If you're gonna
Try as much stuff as you can in advance. Like I've saved so many thousands of dollars trying Josh's shit before I bought
I'll
something.
just wait till Josh buys something new, and then I'll just get his shit. That's pretty much how I've operated.
But no,
Hey man, I had a hand-me-down say that's
Oh, there's
fine,
nothing
man.
wrong with hand-me-downs. That's the other thing. Like nothing has to be brand new.
Nah.
If you're getting into shooting, like go talk to your mates, get on the old Gumtree, get second-hand stuff because it's so much better.
I had a fucking Sterling single shot shotgun for my entire childhood. And the thing was sick. Fucking worked.
You don't need brand new shit.
I mean,
man.
if you're at the range and some bloke's got a rifle you've never seen before, ask him, can you have a go? Like,
Yeah, that's the biggest. Actually, that's probably
the
a
thing.
very.
Like, don't be scared to ask, especially if it's
Mm.
something you've considered buying or you're like, oh,
and
you know,
most
try
dudes will encourage you to shoot their guns.
Yeah, of
they're like,
course.
"Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
this is awesome."
Or one for one it, like you might have something that they want to try. Let guys try it because we don't have the try before you buy here in Australia. And it's
Shit.
you actually raise a really, really good point, man. Get to the range, tries, especially when it's caliber selection, try as many calibers as you can. I actually shot a 6.5 a 6 mil PRC the other day or a couple of weeks ago. And man, it blew my mind.
What is that? PRC
Practical rifle.
center
Hang on.
cartridge
Let me just Google that.
coalition.
I feel like I'm wrong.
well, while you're Googling, the point of this
That's
is
the brand.
like,
you talk about it.
I mean, that's a perfect, the range is the perfect place for a bunch of guys to all be there, guys or girls, to be there at the same time, and you'll get exposure to calibers and rifles that you wouldn't necessarily have maybe even thought about trying. So
Also knowledge, man. There's a great deal of knowledge that you can gain just from having a chat, like a chinwag, especially the old boys.
yeah, within reason. Sometimes there's some old boys who just like to impart their knowledge a little bit too hard, and
That is very true.
they're real old school. But I mean, again, like there's other guys that they just want to share some cool facts with you, and they do broaden your horizons. So, what is PRC, Josh?
Precision rifle cartridge. Fuck. Practical. I'm thinking the shoot. Sorry.
This here is a very practical cartridge.
Nah, there's like a PRS competition on the range. Yeah, and I was thinking that. Sorry.
Anyway, get out there, try some things. They could be a hit. They could be a miss.
Fucking acronyms.
Well,
Ryan, what have
that
you
brings
got?
us around to me. Well, we hit and miss. So obviously, it's what you were talking about, narrowing it down to what works and what doesn't work. I want to go back a little bit. Do
you know what's hit or miss at the moment? You fucking speaking in the microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the. I would say it's the drinks talking, but it's the drinks not talking. Lol. Jokes.
It's the lack of you positioning a phallic object in front of your face.
Yeah, just so you see if you can.
Is it phallic?
If those playing at
wouldn't
home
be
could see
phallic.
me right now, I'm grabbing the microphone
It's a long thing with a bell end on
and
it.
I'm putting it closer to my mouth.
Put it in your mouth, right?
In that, okay, there's well girth on that.
That's probably not a podcast first, but
That's
No, I don't think it
definitely
is.
not. No,
You just gravitate a lot, dick, because the mic's shaped like a dick.
What?
Ryan's the one that just displayed his gag for reflex for everyone.
I was clearing my throat, sir.
It's from dick.
Penis. We're going straight to hell.
No. No, I want to take us. So I think it's probably more so around the misses. So World War II. What stands out to you guys as what would be considered the wins as far as weaponry and guns and the technology there? Like, if you think weapons of World War II, what do you think of?
You're telling the story, bro. I don't dwell on World War II very often.
Yeah, no, I don't
All right,
really
well,
like
there's the tanks, right? So the
that fucking went 0 to 60 in one.
well, there's
What weapon? Tanks.
well, technology, right? So probably a better way of putting that would be like the technology of weapons and how they progressed. So
I wasn't there.
well, I'm sorry. you speak for a man who speaks about knowing quite a lot, quite often. Have I stumped you, sir?
I mean, I'm playing Battlefield 5 at the moment. That's I'm using a Lee Enfield sniper rifle.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I've leveled it up a few times.
That's about the extent.
And the reason I'm playing it was the free
You
PlayStation
know how
game.
to say schnell.
It was the free PlayStation game of the month last month. That's all I got to say.
Oh dear.
Jesus. Well, that's like there's people that are aware that World War II did have a fair few technological advancements, but had a fair few failures as well. Oh, Jesus.
Ryan, do you need another sabbatical?
No, no, I don't. But if you'd like to open my next beverage, that would be very
I
appreciated.
can't reach it from here, man. You're now in the awkward position of having to move your microphone. Look, how about this? I'll talk
I'm
while you
moving
grab
my
a beverage.
microphone.
Don't move your microphone.
Okay.
I'll keep talking while you grab a beverage.
All right.
You might want to do that a little bit quicker. For those at home, to paint a picture, Ryan is awkwardly reaching for a beverage, and that is the sound of the empty and the new one's going in the stubby holder. He spilled some on the couch. These very uncomfortable couches.
Okay. I'm good.
And we're back.
And we're back. So, so I just got a couple of misses, I'd say. As
Well,
far
we're not
as-
having hits?
Well, the hit. No hits, just misses.
All right, so your topic is just going to be about misses.
It's just about misses. So, as far as the technological advancements go from back then in weaponry. So,
You're getting an F for this assignment, by the way.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you. I'm only covering 50% of the subject. So I'm going to show you a picture, which I'm going to describe it to you first. So it's like looks like two big wagon wheels with a drum.
They were used to blow up your barricades on the beach at Normandy. That's what they were developed
Yeah,
for.
so you do know about this.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what it was called?
Fuck knows.
It's called a panjan drum.
Yeah, that's it.
Panjandrum.
Panjandrum. Yeah.
So it's like two big wagon wheels, but like fucking massive with a drum.
Had like rockets on the
Yeah,
wheel.
it had just rockets like welded or strapped to the inside of the wheel, all facing the same direction. They'd fire these rockets off, and it'd be like it'd carry a payload and go in and explode. Never worked though.
Which is good in theory, but
Good in theory, but never fucking worked.
They couldn't, if I remember correctly, they couldn't time the rockets properly.
Yeah.
And you'd get misfires on some of the rockets. So it would obviously, if you've got two wheels carrying a payload in between and one rocket doesn't fire on one side, the other side's putting more thrust so it turns.
Yeah, so they didn't have the technology to be able to minimize the tolerances for the trajectory.
Yep.
Basically.
Back then. They'd probably be able to do it now.
Yeah. So this is another one that you might have heard of is the Krumlov. You ever heard of that?
totally, that's a household name.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the gun that shoots around corners.
Ah, yes.
It's got the bent barrel.
Yep.
So they use a lower
I
velocity.
have actually heard of that. I just didn't know it was called the Krumlov.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't made an appearance in Battlefield yet. It's quite.
It's funny
I haven't
that
leveled up enough yet.
it's funny that you mentioned that, to be honest, because that theory has been adopted by a lot of countries, and the last one that I remember of is Israel developed a system. Now, instead of bending the barrel, they actually, so you know these platforms that you can put a pistol into
I've seen
a
that.
chassis
Yeah.
and it becomes a carbine,
Yeah.
right? In same principle, but there will be a hinge point and then a screen. And so you actually, it's like a door hinge. You actually fold the gun or the platform itself and the pistols around. You put it around the corner and the screen comes up, like the LED screen displays what it's seeing.
So it's like the entire mechanism gets put around the corner, not just the barrel.
Yeah, so obviously somehow it the mechanism flows through on a 90-degree and like corner to your trigger, so you can still manipulate the trigger. I don't know how, but yeah. And then obviously there's a camera that you can see, but yeah, like you can bend the gun, put it around a corner, and shoot.
Is that what you're hoping for when you bought your ticket folding stock?
110%, bro. You ever seen what's that movie with Angelina Jolie in it, mate? How she twists bullets, mate.
Oh, Wanted.
Yeah, that's
I
fucking.
love that movie.
That's a ticker, mate.
Love that movie.
It's a ticker.
That's
That was Angelina Jolie past her prime, though. She was too
Yes.
skinny then.
No, she's way too skinny
Tomb
now.
Raider, man. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider is a prime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, she was my like
Pretty sure
childhood
we're all
crush.
like 14 then as well,
Yeah.
so there's
Damn
Yeah.
straight.
Those
there's
lips.
probably some images of Angelina Jolie burnt into our retinas. But
Yeah, but we're getting to that age now where our brain can't really differentiate between like the actual Tomb Raider character and Angelina Jolie, so that sort of picks the two of them and then blends them together.
It's pixelated.
It's right. It's pixelated. Yeah, dude, it was
like
PS1.
Jap porn.
What?
oh, well, let's get out of each other's wank bank and get on to any more misses, Ryan?
Oh, what?
Do you have any more misses?
Oh God, he's cooked.
I didn't say do you have a misses anymore. I said do you have any more misses?
Yeah,
It's part of the topic.
There's a couple of tanks that were made was fucking shit. But there's like a
Mic etiquette. That's what there is.
Can you speak into the fucking microphone?
hey.
Hey, buddy. How
I've,
you going?
Bro, you're going to get voted off the island in a minute. Can you fucking lift your game?
So there's the last one that I've got is the trench digging machine. So otherwise known as the White Rabbit or Nelly. Have you heard of that?
A Bangalore.
But no, not a Bangalore, which is like, you're talking about like the pipe that they
A pipe bomb,
pipe
essentially.
bomb. No. This is a machine that digs trenches.
fucking backhoe or an excavator.
So it was actually the first idea was brought up by Winston Churchill during the First World
Smart
War.
man.
Yeah, very smart man. But it was intended to basically you burrow. It's like a tank, so it's got tracks on it, and it's like a protected excavator essentially that burrows the trench towards the enemy.
Is it chain-driven trencher or is it an excavator?
No, it's like chain driven. So it was 130 tons. So it's
What
like
the
a plow.
fuck?
Yeah, it's like a plow.
What?
So it was like a cylindrical cutter. It's basically a super fucking heavy duty tank with a plow on it. That was it. And it didn't have any weapons on it or anything like that. So they just kept.
How wide was this thing?
Oh, I haven't got that good a spec on it. But I mean, I'm looking at a picture of it
You've
now.
exceeded his Googling research.
Exceeded my Googling. Now, there's a couple of different variants, models that they made. They actually made 6 different types. But it was built by the Navy, and it was officially
That's
known
a
as the
fail.
Cultivator, number 6. Yeah,
Cultivator.
yeah. I'm
We're going to plant
cultivate
some
things.
crops while we're in war.
Yeah. But it's about 4 to 5 meters. So the number 6 version that they made is about 4 meters wide, and probably about
Oh, so it's digging fucking trenches.
trenches for men to run down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, but it was just not practical at all. At all. I mean, good concept, but
See, that's a hard thing, man, because, like, obviously that was replaced with Bangalores or, like a giant pipe bomb. And they've even tried to adopt the theory now. There's actually it's like a vehicle that shoots out this massive cable, and the cable is actually deck cord. And when it hits the ground, it goes off, and it's supposed to create a trench.
Yeah, that's pretty
Having said that, the fundamentals of explosives, they're lazy. So an explosive will actually take the path of least resistance. So if you're laying something on the ground, the majority of the energy and force is going to go upwards into the air, not into the ground. So you then have to counteract that with more, like a larger explosive. So it's almost counterintuitive to lay 100 meters of trench with like an explosive. You've got to use a fuck ton of fucking bang, you know?
yeah, unless you've got some sort of a plate or something over the top of it.
Yeah,
that would
unless you
create
can
downward force.
Yeah,
on it.
direct that force to create the trench.
Yeah.
But having said that, if you can, if you can create any, even if it's just a foot, like obviously a trench just
some
going to
sort
blow
of-
out a V.
some sort of
if it's going to
depression.
create like a foot of a berm or something like that, some sort of depression, yeah. You know, a lot of the times that's enough, sort of.
Yeah.
That's enough. Obviously, for like direct fire weapons, like small arms and things, but indirect weapons, it's definitely not going to.
Yeah.
Oh, well, should we?
I got a little nugget here.
Oh, fuck! I was hoping because, geez,
Is that in your pants, or
I'll shit myself.
did you forget to go to duty?
So, did you know that they had, like the demolition robot concept where robots would come in and clear bombs or drop off payloads or like modern technology that I'm talking about? Did you know that they had that in World War II?
no.
So that was the concept that was around back then. They had essentially like these tiny little robot tanks that they would use in urban warfare to go into buildings or near buildings to drop off payloads. But like, they had the 2 different types. There would be one that would have a wire trailing behind it so that I say remote, but
Like the shit remote control car you get as a kid, and it still has a cord.
yeah, like, this is remote
You
control.
can do figure of eights.
Yeah, they had them. They also had other robot radio control, which were obviously bigger because the technology back then wasn't small enough. But I just found it fascinating that concept and the technology existed back then to be
man.
able to have that.
Yeah.
That's like,
Man, some of the like there are DARPA in the States down dedicated to try and be 25 plus years ahead in technology than what we have now. So their sole job is to think about shit that isn't around
Yeah.
in advance. And then obviously most of the things we get here, so like your microwave, fucking, you know, your cars and this and that, it's actually built from companies that build machines and things for the military. But then they pull like their tech and go, oh, this could be used from this. We can make revenue by selling this to the public, you know, and things like that. So tech's amazing, man. Where they were to now is fucking, yeah, it's insane. There's like even little things like now over the horizon radar. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that shit.
Yeah,
I'm presuming it's fine. And the technology, like they're talking about bouncing fucking frequencies off of the ionosphere and this and that. And
no, it's a thing.
as radar though, not comms, but using that to pick up any aerial movement.
Yeah, the
It's fucking
technology
insane,
is
man.
currently in use.
Yeah, it's fucking like that's crazy.
It's tried, tested, and that's over the horizon radar. And but Australia is the first ones to do it.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I feel like
Will it be a hit or a miss?
I feel like it's like almost voodoo to talk about some of this shit. Not that I know anything about it, but
There's anyone who knows how to use Google can just find this shit out.
There you go. If it's public knowledge,
It is public knowledge.
call it a hit. Let's move on.
Done. All right. What do we got next? Who's got the fuck up?
Do you know what we've got? Clear the air. It's time for
ND.
ND.
Negligent discharge. Yeah.
I think that's like the third time that we've properly used that button since.
No, every other time
since
someone's
we
talked
recorded.
over it or talked too soon.
Yeah, that's fucked. All right.
It's you, Josh. Go.
All right, I'll keep crapping on for a bit. So, my ND this week brings me back to the military. And we used to do this thing in the army every 6 months. You do your weapons quals in the infantry just to stay current and things like that. And a part of it was any HE nature weapons. I've mentioned this before, high explosive weapons. And obviously one of them was grenades. Anyway. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
No, that's all
Keep
right.
going with your story,
It
mate.
just looked like you were licking the microphone from me.
I was licking the microphone.
The listeners don't need to know what I'm doing.
The snozberries taste like snozberries. Anyway, so in my when I was in up in Darwin in my platoon, I was out at the range one day and we're doing grenades and you sort of sit in a bunker and you wait for your turn, you run out and you go throw a grenade or two and then you come back in. And there's this one dude who will remain nameless. Now he fucked up twice. So the first time, so you actually throw grenades in different positions. One of the positions is from the lying position. And there's actually a sequence of events that you've got to do, like textbookly, to throw a grenade from a lying position. And on the range, there's like this big stump that's probably about, a foot and a half or so, sort of like high off the ground. You lay behind it and then you sit up. You identify your enemy, you lay back down, you go through the process of pulling your pin, and then you hold the grenade out at arm extension, look through the pin holes on the grenade to make sure they're clear to allow the bail arm to flick over. And then you bring it back to your chest holding the bail arm, you sit up, you identify the target again, and you throw the grenade, then you lay back down. That's textbookly how you're supposed to do it. Now, most people you'd think that join the army have some form of what's the word?
Grenade experience.
No. When you God,
Logic.
no,
A deep desire to get their father's approval. I don't know what.
no. When you're like not athletic, coordinated. Fucking hell, that took a while.
Wow.
You think most people that
Wouldn't
join the
have thought of
army
that.
would be coordinated, but no. you actually do get your fucking COD playing fucking geeks and shit
Spuds.
that get through. And this one dude, I remember I was the next day out in line, and I was actually just sort of peeking around the bay and having a bit of a cheeky watch while he was throwing. And it just so happened this dude, he's gone to throw the grenade from a like seated position. He's thrown it. He's a cack arm. It's hit the stump and rolled onto his lap. His fucking lap, mate. And one of my mates was the safety suit for it. It's like fucking just freaked out. Grabbed this dude and fucking thrown him over the other side of the log. And I've watched my mate just barely make it across. Now, a grenade has a 4-second fuse, right? He's just made it onto the other side of the log where this grenade's gone off.
Wow.
Oh, this happens more often than you would love to or care to admit. Hey,
Does that mean that there's, like, in training, do we have a fatality rate?
nah, so it's pretty safe. So, like, no, because of the systems they have in place. So, yeah, you do it with a safety suit. The safety suit's watching you, and typically you can tell if someone's going to be a fucking numpty.
Yeah.
And so, you're like, yeah, okay, this
So you're
dude's
saying there's protocols in
fucking
place that
cack-arm.
there would be, like, near misses, but not really.
Yeah, so you always have like a safety way out. The most dangerous would be like throwing a grenade from that log because you have to get up off the ground and then fucking like bail over. When you're throwing it from like the standing position, there's actually like in training or in the qualification, there's actually like a little L-shaped Besser brick wall, reinforced Besser brick wall.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to like get up off the ground. You just have to walk around a corner and you're fine.
Yeah.
Like take 3 steps, you're fine. And surprisingly, the first time you throw a grenade, you pull the pin, you go through your drills, you throw it, and you're actually taught to watch it and then go down just before it explodes. So you're sitting there and you think 4 seconds goes real quick. It doesn't. When you're throwing a grenade, you're like, fuck. Like the first time, you're like, fuck. And then the safety suit will pull you down and it'll go off and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, 4 seconds. That's a long time, man.
It is, especially when it takes like these grenades actually have like channels in the bottom of the grenade that are designed to catch air to slow the grenade. So they're actually not designed to be fucking reefed. They're designed as like a short throw. It's funny if you actually look into the like how our grenades are engineered. Yeah, there's a practical application to it. But yeah,
That was a pretty good ND.
that's my fucking
Yeah.
ND. I've got another one, but I'll save it. I might save it actually.
Oh, cheeky teaser.
I might save it. Yeah,
Bit of a
Yeah.
bit of teaser.
save it. You're gonna have to listen for another grenade ND. I don't know. It may
How
pop
many
up
grenade NDs
anytime.
do you have?
Oh, mate, there's fucking so many. When you go into the bay when you're at Singo and you're throwing
What's
the grenade, Singleton, where you do your initial employment training,
Single,
to
just
be
for those playing at home.
an
mate.
infantry soldier.
Just shut up, Brian.
You go into the bay and like all the Besser brick like wall has all like fucking chips and shit out of it where like grenades have gone off in the bay. It's not real, like you don't build a lot of confidence walking in there. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Anything that involves hand-eye coordination, there's going to be some different levels of ability.
Yeah, definitely.
There you
Without a
go.
doubt. And if you're a left-handed, you're even worse.
Well, Ryan, you've fucked up the topic intro. You've fucked up your topic breakdown. Can you wrap us up?
So we're done.
You remind me of Joe Dirt when he's fucking in that tent in the house that's getting fumigated and he's got the toaster between his legs and he's like, like fucked off his tits.
No, this is cool.
Yeah, best rap ever.
Thank you very much for listening, ladies and
Do you
gentlemen.
want to tap out? Do you want someone else? Or
No,
are you gonna,
I got
here we
this.
go.
I got. We have been Send It Mate podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Tune in next week for another episode of Send It Mate podcast.
Funnily enough, it's not going to be anything else. It's going to be Send It Mate again.
Well, tune in next week for another episode of Friends.
This is the one where Ryan does it properly.
I'll be there for you.
Oh, dear.
Hit us
Anyway,
up on Instagram, Send a Mate Podcast. Be good to each other. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Have a multi week.
a what?
That means fucking very good week in Italian.
What?
Molto bene.
Yes.
Peace out, peoples.
See yous.
Catch it.
G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses High Caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.